Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Hiker's Cafe. Today I'm going to be going over Legacy's Premium Pasta Alfredo. We're going to cook this up, give it a taste, and see how well it does, so stick around. So from Legacy Premium, I received their Pasta Alfredo, which I was very interested in. I'm not a huge Alfredo fan, but at the same time, I don't think it tastes bad. I just probably don't normally order it. So I'm looking forward to see how well this dehydrated meal will taste in regards to the Alfredo. I also got from them a bag of the freeze-dried chicken, which I'm going to add to it. So this is actually a pretty nice option I'm going to put into the Alfredo sauce. This is basically freeze-dried, diced chicken white meat. So that looks good too. So let's go ahead and get this prepped, because what you have to do with the freeze-dried meat is you have to let it soak in warm water for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then you can do what you want to do with it. So we're gonna let this soak, and then we're gonna start cooking the Alfredo and get all those ingredients working together. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to go over some of the ingredients in this bag, as well as some highlight features that you may appreciate if you're on a special diet. So the first thing I want to mention is that this is a non-GMO product. It's vegetarian, which means it doesn't have any meat-based products in it. It also has no trans fat, low cholesterol, and it uses sea salt. So I just want to highlight those features. If they're important to you, this is contained here. Now, a lot of the ingredients I can read and pronounce, so you don't have to worry about all kinds of strange stuff in here. This is actually a very premium meal. It was voted best tasting meals. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get started, because I want to crack this open and we're going to pour it out on a plate, and let's just see how good this looks before we even start to cook it. Like I said, the first thing I want to do is I want to open this up, pour it in this container, and I want to see how good the product looks before it starts cooking. So let me go ahead and do that now. Do a smell test first. Whoa. If you can smell that, it smells like homemade Alfredo. And I've had homemade Alfredo. I've had it at restaurants and stuff. And I just, like I said, I'm not a fan of Alfredo, but it tastes good when you're in the mood for it. But this smells like authentic Alfredo. I'm just going to cook this whole thing so I can have it for lunch tomorrow. Make sure you remove the oxygen absorber pack. You don't want to cook that in there. But look at that. This is almost 6 cups, according to the ingredients. On the back here it says it's 6 cups of servings. So here's how it looks, if you can see that. If you can only smell it, it smells really, really good. A lot of flavorful smells to it. I'm sure it's going to taste good. So now we know what that looks like. Let's go ahead and start getting everything prepped. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and prepare the chicken by letting it soak in water. But the first thing you want to do is you always want to smell it. Honestly, smells like a combination of fish food and dog food. But don't let that turn you off. I'm sure it tastes really good. Let's give it a taste test. Nobody recommends doing this, but you can see the little cubes. See if it'll focus. Okay. Let's go ahead and taste this. I don't recommend doing this, but it tastes disgusting. Do not eat freeze-dried chicken without first cooking it. All right, let's get back to it. Alright, so my chicken is pretty much well hydrated. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and dump it into the Alfredo while it's cooking, so it cooks the chicken and it absorbs all those flavors. I'm going to go ahead and dump that in there now. Go ahead and give that a good stir. This smells fantastic. Really does smell good. I can see a lot of the seasoning throughout the meal. It's getting nice and creamy. I'm going to let this cook for about another 15 minutes, get those noodles nice and soft. Then we're going to give this sucker a taste test and see how she does. Alright, so we got our meal prepared here. I got my chicken, my Alfredo, everything is good to go. Let's go ahead and try this thing out, see how it tastes. It smells really good. Now, I've had homemade Alfredo, and this is not like homemade Alfredo. It is freeze-dried, dehydrated meals, so it's going to taste like a freeze-dried, dehydrated meals. But I've had the Legacy Food stuff, and their food is extremely good. So I'm not doubting that this is going to taste good. I'm pretty sure it is, so let's give it a try. That's pretty good. Not bad. It is creamy. It does have flavor. It does taste like a freeze-dried meal. It doesn't taste homemade, but it's not far from it because I've had homemade. This is actually pretty good. Let me get some of this chicken in here. The chicken's not bad. I'd recommend fresh chicken, but when you're in a survival situation and this is your food storage, it's not dehydrated. It's freeze-dried chicken, which is actually better than the standard dehydration. Dehydration basically is using heat to remove the moisture, versus freeze-dry, I believe is the science is it uses a vacuum type design where it removes the moisture, but it removes a higher percentage of moisture when you freeze dry it than you do when you dehydrate it, because you want to get rid of the moisture. That's why I believe that the Legacy Food stuff probably has a longer shelf life, because they freeze dry it, because they're removing almost 95% of the moisture, versus in standard dehydration you can remove about 90%, give or take. But that's the benefit of freeze dried, is because there's a lot less moisture, there's more flavor retention too. So that's probably why this tastes really good, is because of the freeze drying. Well, I'm gonna go back and finish this. If you want to go to legacyfoodstorage.com, you can check out all their products. They're a company that sells food storage products with really good value, quality, and taste, and you can get them in bulk or you can get them in minimum packages. I believe the minimum package you can start off around $33, and you just kind of work your way up depending on how much food you need, given how many months, years, whatnot. Everything is all made in the USA, premium good stuff. I'll leave a bunch of links in the description box so that you guys know where to go if you're interested in their product line. But yeah, like I said, this is the rehydrated pasta Alfredo. It's a tongue twister. I can never seem to get that out. Whoa. As it cools down, it seems to start tasting a little bit better too. As the sauce thickens, you know, I just started eating it right away, but as the sauce thickens. Anyways, go to legacyfoodstorage.com and you can check out all their stuff. I'll catch you guys on the next Hiker's Cafe. Peace. Oh. Man, that was disgusting. I shouldn't have ate that. Ooh, don't ever eat dried chicken. Oh, that's disgusting.